If I could cry, I would rest. I'm Yael. It's time for the Killjoys After Show. We are talking Season 3, Episode 2, A Skinner Darkly.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome to the Dark Matter, Killjoys After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I don't even know what's happening.
Do you know what year it is, Yael?
I don't. 6 years are missing. I'm Yael Tygiel. It's time for Killjoys. I'm joined by my crew. Hello, nerds.
The Killjoys crew.
Nerds.
Yael. You start pronouncing the apostrophe in your name.
Stop it.
Yael.
All right. I'm
Zake.
Yael Tygiel. It's time for Killjoys. Zach is here.
I am Zach Wilson. Thanks for tuning into Killjoys. You can find me at that Zach Wilson, spelled correctly, Z-A-C-H, on Twitter and Instagram.
And I am Stephen Lemieux. You can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux. Without the apostrophe, I couldn't put that within the Twitter name, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can't use
You do realize
punctuation.
that now you're going to lose all your followers because they don't know where to find you. Because they don't know how to spell.
You're assuming that somebody wants to follow us.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
come on, like, get real.
If you haven't noticed, we are listening to the one and only Victoria Modesta.
They played this song like 3 or 4 times throughout the episode.
Yeah, it's an amazing song, and she is super awesome.
She fits in with this universe like butter on bread.
Okay. I thought you were going to go with something more clever, but that butter on bread.
Like Jelko on dick moves.
There you go.
It's better.
Like
that is
fire on Old Town.
Aw, like acid rain on Old
Like
Town.
that one guy who touched the fence and exploded.
Oh.
Wait,
Hey, you guys are
why are
laughing.
these violent? No, she was good. We liked her in this episode.
Wait, she was evil.
Like a prosthetic on
Yeah,
an
but
amputee.
but you can like a villain.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Was she a villain though? I don't know.
kind of.
Well, that's what makes a good character is when you don't want to root for them necessarily, but you can see their side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I liked her. I couldn't get past how hot she was.
Yeah, she only had one side sexy.
Yeah, that's where I was at. She did things. They were hot.
Not many girls can pull off bangs, Zach.
Let's start with Johnny's
Especially
storyline
in
with the
space.
Skinners.
Space bangs! Oh, that's a porno. Never mind.
Okay.
It's just what happens when you leave Dutch and De Avon alone for too long. Hashtag space bangs.
Hashtag space bangs.
You too. Ridiculous. So we're talking about Johnny.
Lucy surveillance.
Johnny and the Skinners. He finds out that the two-faced people
Skinner!
are actually this other thing going on where they're putting people's faces on of the owners of hack mods.
So we find out that hack mods are basically like slaves.
Well, we knew that,
but we didn't know to the
Yeah.
extent. Like they have like what is the robot protocol called where they can't harm humans?
The 3 laws?
Yeah, like one of the 3 laws where they can't harm humans. Like hack mods have something installed
I don't
in
think
them.
it's
so they
really as
can't-
much that they have the 3 laws. They have a kill switch.
Yeah, they can be turned
They
off.
basically have they have a little like EMP implanted in their brains where if somebody starts acting up, they just trigger it and all mods in the vicinity get shut down in an instant.
Yeah, can I just say how much I love their use of saving money on all sorts of things? For one, like when they blow up the computer in this episode, they're like, what do we do? 10, 9, 8, and then it just cuts to her holding a chip. You blew it up. Well, we saved money there. And then like Johnny in the interrogation room, like, we're going to turn on this machine. Just the light turns on. Ah! You're like, up, saving money. Got it. You're good.
That's because they have to spend that money on more important things, right? Like the hack mods.
Yeah, for sure, the makeup.
Ollie and getting Victoria Modesta to be a guest star. There's money right there.
Yeah, probably.
Worth it. But also, I think the costumes.
Look good.
Yeah, that's probably where the money's going.
Except you haven't seen any monks in a while, Yael. I'm pretty sure you're pretty sad about that.
I'm pretty sad that we've put clothing on them. That's not what monks are supposed to wear in this universe.
I mean, everything is like stepping up a little bit this season. Like the sets look amazing. There's more variation in the sets. Like most of what we saw on this episode were like constructed sets.
Yeah.
Originals, or like they could have been tweaked from other shows. Like, who
Well,
knows?
except
I'm
for
sure
that
the
whole-
bar was pre-built somewhere
It
for
could have
some
been-
other purpose. It could have been any number of bars that was put in with extra props.
Could have also been Pre's bar. Because I was thinking about it. It could have been the Royale from a different angle or just a part of it put in a wall.
you could rearrange some set pieces, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like the same necessarily location.
But I realized that Havigan, that's his name, yes? That he's the Pre of the Hackmod bar.
Kind of, yeah.
He's
you're right.
like,
Yeah.
he's the guy they go to, and he's the guy that when they need help.
He's basically in charge.
Yeah.
Like commands from behind the bar.
Right. I like it. When he's like, no, it's fine. Put that down. Don't shoot them. Like, yes, he is the Pre of Rat City.
And he's got a, like, from Mega Man X, Zero arm, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
If they were in the same room,
Zero would win.
pre-off.
Oh, pre-off?
I like it. I want to talk about the Ollie twist because we're just going to jump into that. It seems that Ollie is not some girl who took or was given Clara's arm. She's Clara.
Twist.
Wait, when did that happen?
What?
I'm just messing.
I was like, "Are you not? Did you not see the episode? Get out!" That
No,
was.
I just saw your tweet the other night that was like, stay off Twitter, stay off Twitter, stay off Twitter. I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay off Twitter.
Yeah, there were a lot of spoilers that came out, so I stayed off Twitter. But that twist was amazing because we've spent. I mean, it's only the second episode, but I was like, wait, how did this happen? And I thought it was going to drag on for a while. And the fact that we now discovered what it was that Yoki was doing when Clara came to see her and then disappeared, and how that happened, and this whole Two-Face thing, or the Skinners, and Ollie, and oh, what an amazing twist! Did either of you see it coming? Be honest.
I don't.
Did it even occur to you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It didn't.
All right. Steven, were you surprised?
No, I mean, I wasn't like completely blown away, but I definitely didn't expect it. Like,
I was totally
like
blown away.
I wasn't like, oh my god. I was like, this is a cool twist. Like, I think that it's a clever way of fading out an actress and bringing back somebody. The only issue I had with it was that story didn't technically connect to the larger story. Aside from like, hey, they really built out the hack mods with it though, which is great.
So I disagree that it doesn't connect because of the fact that they're using the plasma.
She has plasma inside her.
Yeah, so the plasma
That's
is
the way
being used.
that the skinning works. So theoretically, at some point, like she may be under the control of the Hullen. If Davin was next to him, next to her, theoretically he could control her.
Yeah.
Or
with his
kill her.
abilities, or kill her. Like I hadn't even thought about that, but the implications there are big. Assuming she comes back.
But that's the thing is we don't know how the plasma reacts in terms of not being injected into your system.
Right. So the plasma in the Skinner world is being applied as like lotion.
Yeah.
Which I think ties into Anila at the end, which we will definitely get to. Taking the bath is that it keeps you young and fresh, and it like it hydrates your skin. It's moisturizer basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's quality moisturizer. And I think that it definitely ties into this whole world when Nico points out that every time she sends her people to get the
plasma, it's guarded by Killjoys.
there are Killjoys there. I think it absolutely plays into the larger story. Do I think we'll see Nico again? No. Do I think we'll see Ollie again? Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh no, she's coming back. It's really going to be maybe a little earlier than last season when Clara like showed back up.
In the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be similar. We're not gonna see her for about 6 episodes, and then she'll come back in.
Yeah, I think the hack mods will play a bigger part in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
I disagree that we won't see Victoria Modesta's character again, though.
Really?
I definitely think we'll see her again.
Oh, you don't think she's dead?
No.
No.
I don't think she's dead, but I don't think we'll see her again. She was so hot. I mean, also a great character.
Calm down, Yael.
I can't.
Look, it was a good character. I believed, like we started talking about, I believed her backstory as a mod who chose to who figured out a way to hide in plain sight and use that as her method for raising herself up, and then ultimately using it as a platform to try to take down the mod. What were they? Mod owners? Mod.
Yeah.
You know what the thing that's funny to me though is, to be perfectly fair,
Okay.
like
I'm afraid of where this is going.
no, it's just
Be honest with
like
us.
nowadays it's the year 2017, right? 17.
Yes.
I think it's 17 still. And nowadays like amputees are getting like these prosthetics that are just so advanced and so badass, and everyone's just like, that's awesome. Like, I just don't know why, like 200 years in the future, if somebody loses a leg and they decide to get like a gun arm put on instead, that we would be like, oh, you're a hack mod, not just somebody who got a prosthetic.
So I think what you're missing is that these people, one, were not given a choice. Two, were given things as tools because they're slaves. And three,
I'm not saying it's terrible what's done to them. I'm just saying like the onus that has humans pitted against them and like unapproving of them is like.
I understand what you're saying. There is a cultural bias in this universe.
Towards what's
in
essentially prosthetics.
in the Killjoys universe, there is a bias against people who have had enhancements. I think it's probably connected to that class system. Once they like, it
yeah,
became,
I guess that makes sense.
It wasn't just a, oh, you're modded because you were an amputee. You got a mod because you were a low class person who is now a slave, and whatever reason that is like okay in this world. So it's really more of a, you are beneath me.
So that's what I think is just so weird, is because like when I imagine the future, even 10 years from now for us, I imagine people voluntarily getting all this kind of stuff. Like even like Johnny, like somebody like Johnny in this universe, you would have thought that his character type and his personality would have had him integrated with some technology a long time ago, because he's so into that. So like I feel like it's weird that we haven't met people who haven't had this forced on them. Like I feel like it's weird that being a cyborg isn't just kind of a normal thing in this super high-tech universe.
I see what you're saying, but what has been explained in the show is that people who are given these things or forced to have these things, it's not legal.
Yeah.
So it's not that people like Johnny who would get the finger banger, that is not legal, so he can't do it, even if he wanted it, right? And as a Killjoy specifically, he can't do it, you know, because he's supposed to be following the laws. So I think that's part of it as to why we haven't met people who are just doing this because they think it's cool.
So here's the thing. Do you think hack modding is illegal because the Hullen might have happened before? Because the Hullen is basically a super high-tech hack mod.
Right. I don't think that's why it's illegal. I think it's because we've seen the like class system of Kresh and the other planets in the quad. I think that if the what I'm playing at here more, sorry to cut you off. What I'm playing at here more is, do you think the Hullen is the reason hack modding is illegal because it might make you unable to accept the Hullen seed?
Like, or that it makes you more able to stand up to the Hullen in a battle.
Is that a conspiracy theory that the Hullen have made it illegal because the only way humanity could even potentially pose a fight to the Hullen is to hack mod themselves?
I see what you're saying. No, I do not think so. But that is an interesting question to pose. I don't think so.
Although I think that eventually the hack mods are going to be crucial to taking down the Hullen.
Yeah. I think we've now found.
I think that's the other thing. Is like now we're at this point where even the hack mods that are out there that are free, it's sort of like a mutant-esque.
It's like
Futurama,
the mutants.
Well, no, I meant more in the X-Men style mutants, because like these people are now effectively superpowered. They're better than, in many cases, better than the regular humans out there, and that makes them scary. Like, there are hack mods out there who can outrun you, who can outshoot you, who can outsee you.
That's what we're told last episode, where Johnny is like, I have these superheroes now.
Yeah.
Do you think Johnny's going to get more hack modded?
No.
Really?
I think because legally he can't, and he's rejoined his team of Killjoys, I don't think he will. I think we still haven't addressed.
CRS points out in the chat, just a reminder, that the finger banger is not illegal because it's a percentage thing. You are allowed basic mods, but there's a certain threshold that you can't go past before you become illegally modded.
I see. So no, I don't think he will.
So yeah, it's also he also puts they also point out not rack approved.
Yeah.
Although technically he's not rack approved at all anymore because he went AWOL. So he's gonna have some stuff. He's gonna have some splaining to do.
Who got some splaining to do?
I think that we're gonna see Turin be like, he was undercover for me. It was a thing. Blah blah blah.
I don't think they'll even put it in. They probably just gloss over it.
Okay. Yes. That's somebody has something to say. I think we'll definitely see the hack mods again. I mean, Ollie says, when you need backup, we'll be there. And when we saw the team of hack mods walk into Nico's lab, like, yeah, that team is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they're also like a perfect mirror for our team.
Kind of, yeah. I totally had the A-Team theme playing in my head when this was coming up together, though.
I love it. I'm very excited to see more of them.
Like yes. you have your equivalent of Pre. Mm-hmm. You have our equivalent of Dutch in Clara.
Ollie.
Yeah.
I don't know what she wants to be called. She's got 2 names.
Clara Ollie.
Sure.
All right.
Ollie Oxenclair.
You got that weird blonde dude who's sort of, I think, Albers.
Alvis.
He looks like Quicksilver from
in this universe.
Ultron.
And then I don't know. The other people can fill out the Jacobys.
I don't know. I don't think we'll see them for a bit. I think a lot of people on Twitter were joking about, oh, we need a spin-off show with the hack mods. But I don't think we'll see them for a bit. I think we've kind of gotten that storyline out of the way so we can focus on other stuff for at least 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, they're going to go off. They're going to have their own little adventures. We're going to catch up to them later. It's the kind of thing that would be a really cool, like, mini comic series to just see what they're up to. But, like, we don't need it. We'll catch up with them when it's time.
I think they'll definitely join us when we need them when the war actually starts.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think that a hack mod, like an entire spin-off series about Rat City and the people there, would be fascinating and awesome as a separate show. I think that'd be super cool. I want to take a minute just to thank our fans, if that's okay.
Why?
Because they're amazing.
Oh,
Thank you so much for everyone who has joined us live in the chat. Thank you to everyone who subscribes on iTunes and subscribes on YouTube. All of those places, we really appreciate it. We ask you to go to iTunes, rate and review. If you give us a review, we may or may not read it live on the air. That's my gift to you. If you like us, you can give us 5 stars. If you don't like us, you can give us 4 stars. The other stars are broken, so don't worry about them. Just skip them over. Thank you. We got a review from Lanabase, so thank you,
Lanabase.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, and I'm just gonna read a little bit. I love seeing Johnny inside Lucy again. Who doesn't? But also Lanabase is shipping Delse, Kendry, and Anila, which we will get to. Okay, let's talk about this nerd test that's going on.
Real one-sided relationship. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
The nerd tests.
Since we brought back Dulcea, can we bring back Klein? Can
we bring back Klein? I miss him
we actually
so
murdered
much.
him.
No.
Can we just find out that somebody took his skin and put it on top of someone else? Hey, D'Avin, we're replacing you.
With Klein?
Sorry, McFarlane. We just like Klein. You're getting his skin.
I miss him so much. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Oh, I miss him. All right, let's talk about the nerd tests. So we need to
nerds.
We need to find nerds because Johnny was not there. Yes.
Nothing.
Okay.
I didn't say anything.
And we meet 3 nerds. We have Zeph, who is the female.
No, I didn't say Johnny and Lucy was one-sided. That is a completely mutual, beautiful relationship, Sarah.
He's referencing
I'm talking to the chat. I'm talking to the chat.
Who just randomly are listening, like, what the hell was that?
Zach.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm excited.
You have keyboard.
Context, Zach.
Okay.
Provide it.
Our 3 nerds are Zeph, the female, this guy who, for those who know other Canadian sci-fi, Alec from Continuum. The one with the curly hair, and then one who looks kind of like Bobby Moynihan.
Dude, I thought it was him. Like, I totally was like, is that? I
was like, wow, Bobby Moynihan lost a lot of weight.
I didn't connect to that, but I definitely was like, that guy looks weirdly familiar. I don't know why.
Bobby Moynihan.
So we have Competent, Continuum, and Bobby Moynihan. Those are their nicknames.
The puker.
Yes. So by the end of the test, well, anyway, we need to find a new nerd. They put them through a test. They the males pass, the female doesn't because she completed the task and couldn't follow directions. Anyway, everyone's joining the team. I'm sorry, the guy who puked gets to join the team. At that point, he's off the team.
Yeah, what test was he watching that he approved those two?
Right? I think none of them should have passed.
Turns like watching. This is funny. Pass.
He vomited. I like that.
Like they were not cool under pressure. They only succeeded because they had two of the most skilled Killjoys like breathing down their neck.
Yeah, it was really great when Turn points out that like when the fighting happens and when butts need to be kicked, he knows who to call. But we need brains. We need an engineer. We need someone who knows the science and the mechanical, and that's what we need.
And we need guys because we can't have another girl fall in love with Johnny and then die.
Yeah.
Sorry, Zeph.
Zeph is, I predict, not to get into predictions, I predict that Zeph will fall in love with Johnny and or Davin and die.
I don't think she will.
No,
I don't think they'll make her a love interest.
I don't think she'll be a love interest. I think she'll have a crush.
I don't think so.
And that will kill her.
I think she's gonna be. I think she's gonna make it through.
I think she'll be more interested in Lucy.
Who isn't interested in Lucy?
Is Johnny gonna be jealous of Lucy? Lucy spending too much time with
It'd
Zeph.
be an interesting dynamic.
What did you think of our team? So now we have these new people. Do we think that they're really going to be part of the team? Do we think they're going to be involved? How involved do you think?
The two dudes are gonna go off with
Turin
somewhere.
Oh.
Like I think they're being enlisted in the war, but this small group is not the only people that Turin is working with. So he's gonna like set them up.
I see.
He's gonna use them elsewhere. But I think especially now that Johnny's back, I was more like, wait, what are we doing with Zeph now?
Yeah, now that Johnny's back, they don't need them.
She's just like, wait. It's like if you got a new job because somebody got let go, you're like, okay, well they needed a new person, I got hired, and then you walk in the first day and they're like, oh, actually this guy's back, so
we don't need you anymore.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I think like next episode starts with Turin being like, so we need nerds. What happened to the old ones? They died.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if those two boys died.
He accidentally threw up on a grounded wire, electrocuted himself. The other one, he tried to power on a system, electrocuted himself.
Nerds. I really like Zeph. I like that she noticed that it was a simulation. I think that's really great. I thought that she was a little weird, which I think is a good thing.
She reminded me of the Whisperer from Walking Dead. That chick with the hair in the most recent season of Walking Dead.
Don't watch that show anymore.
I don't like zombies.
It's okay. It's not that good. Do you guys want me to spoil Spider-Man for you?
No. No, because the fans probably haven't
I know, I
seen
was
it.
just kidding.
Yeah, don't be a dick, man.
Don't stop being a
trying to be a
Jelko.
Jelko.
Yeah, Jelko move,
Channeling
man.
some Jelko right here.
Jelko's still kind of alive, right? Like, he didn't get killed like we were hoping.
No, he went to jail.
Jelko will be back.
Jelko.
I think Jelko will be back. All right, so Johnny reunites on our ship. We have one of the most romantic lines I think I've ever heard.
Dude,
if ships could cry, I would have rested, John.
I would have loved it so much if it was Johnny like saying, I'm back, blah, blah, and she runs to hug him and it's a hologram and then he walks over from the other corner. I thought that would have been really funny.
Aww.
Just because, like, holograms are fun.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's talk about Anila and Delsea Kendry.
Well, for one, that bathtub probably needs some heavy cleaning after that. Just
Does it?
green water was just kind of not really, like, it's just not really, like, attractive.
I disagree. I think seeing Hannah in that bathtub of green, I liked every minute of it.
No, I get it. I'm just like, man, like, that's just, like, it's just a weird feeling to be like, oh, getting in a tub full of green water just feels wrong in a way.
It probably takes some concentration not to react to it as like an actress when
Yeah,
you're getting in. That said, I thought that Hanjok Heyman did a fantastic job of. That felt like a different person.
She felt like a Valley
immediately.
girl. It's
The
Valley
moment
girl.
she opened her mouth and talked, which is the first time that we've heard Anila say anything, instantly this is a different person.
She also said, like, she sounds, it's not like just a different accent. It's everything about it is
She
different.
bleeds privilege.
She
Her
does.
voice was like just the super. Her voice was like the super LA girl who gets cars for her birthday and stuff. She's like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Like, join me in my
Because she's. I mean, it's a little bit of Arrested Development in a way. Like she hasn't grown up. Like she got this when she was young, and imagine if a like 17-year-old, which I think was roughly the age she's supposed to be, is like a teenager.
It's like the boy from Twilight Zone who has the superpowers.
Oh god, a little older than that, but imagine a teenager who discovers that they are going to live forever and they don't have to change anything. They become super powered, super immortal, and then they manage to get an army underneath them.
She's kind of a princess.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Yeah. In more than
Princess
ways than one.
of Death and green goop.
Yeah, princess of living forever with plasma. I love that we apply the plasma. So, like, we learned from Nico that the plasma can be put on exteriorly. But we see from Anila that, like, not only does she have plasma inside her, but she bathes in the stuff.
It looked a little bit less thick when it was in the tub, though.
Maybe they dilute it for...
She waters it down a little bit. It's like when you use cold brew concentrate. You gotta...
70% perfume, 30% plasma.
I imagine it has rejuvenating powers.
Yeah.
Like even Holland must age, even if it's at a decreased rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They must age, and she's hundreds of years old now. So it's probably just like helps smooth out the wrinkles.
Yeah.
You know?
I absolutely love this scene, and Dulcea looks so just in awe of her, especially now that she is Holland.
Oh yeah. Anila could ask her to do anything.
And
She's
she
in.
should.
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
I absolutely ship them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure. Dude, what's Johnny's face going to be when he sees Dulcea again?
He's gonna
Not
be.
surprised.
I was supposed to shoot her in the head because that's how death works.
I think he should be like, oh man, I should have fallen in love with this chick so she'd really be dead.
That's true. That's true.
I loved Michelle's reply to my tweet though, which was when I was like, oh, how many episodes of Killjoys this season? It's like, oh, how many? If Johnny goes on 10 dates, how many women die? 10, yeah. And Michelle was like, some of them just go away.
I definitely
Yeah, but
think,
most of them die.
Most of them die horrible deaths.
I don't think he's going to be that surprised that Dulcea Kendry is still alive, because he knows that she was supposed to be meeting with Klein. And I believe she said, like, it's my turn.
That's me.
Oh. I think that he knows that she was trying to become Helen.
Yeah.
And so I don't think he'll be that surprised.
I wonder if he'll assume she's a skin job or something like that.
I don't know that they will assume, because as they leave Rat City, they'll be further away from the Skinners. I don't think that they'll consider that option.
I mean, I feel like that's the thing. It's like from now on, from here forward, like anyone that we're not like 100% sure is like
Human.
Or Helen.
Like, yeah, could be a skin job. Could be a different person under that face.
I don't think they're going to be as common as we think. That was in Rat City because she was doing them in Rat City. I don't think... Because, like, everyone who she was doing the skin jobs for, she was sending them off to the colony.
Right, she was freeing them.
Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be as commonplace, but I think we may see... Because I don't think we have to, like, be suspicious of everyone. I think what we will see, though, is possibly Johnny or D'Avin having to get that done to them to infiltrate somewhere.
Like to get a skin put on.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like, could you fool the Hullen by having plasma under your skin through getting the skin job?
Oh, that's interesting.
But D'Avin can't do it because he rejects the plasma.
Yeah, but...
So Johnny could.
But yeah, or even Dutch, like,
Yeah.
could put on, or they could...
Especially so she doesn't look like Anila.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The other thing is, I think one of you brought up a really good point that we could absolutely bring Klein back.
I think we could.
I think we should. I miss him so much.
It could be. I mean, it could be interesting. I mean, the two faces with the same the same look like poses an interesting thing. Anila now knows about Dutch.
But did
Whether
she
she
know?
knew or not before,
She definitely knows.
she
that.
knows everything now thanks to Dulcea.
So
We have to assume that everything that we know from the end of last season and
knows.
before Anila is aware of.
So at the end, we get them looking at this map of all the Hullen.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was a lot.
So here's a question, right?
It's all the plasma, right?
It's all the plasma. Like, it's the map of, like, where they're guarding plasma.
Sure.
Here's a question. Is it like vampires where, you know, okay, they shut down this one branch of Hullen, but it didn't spread to the other ones, but is there a parent branch?
So I believe what we established last season was that we assumed that the tree on Arkin was the parent. And we killed that, so it released all of their baby vampires, or Hullen.
All the level 6s were rooted from that tree, and that tree died. So that's why, like, Fancy was freed and all that.
I get that,
I think that
but I
all
mean,
of these
are these pools connected though? Like, is there a parent to all of these
the
pools?
We don't know that.
Like, is there like a pool on her ship that is the mother of all pools that shuts the rest down?
I think there's another tree on her ship.
Okay.
There's probably another tree on her ship that is controlling all of
these
her Hullen, or there's a bunch of them. Who knows? Like, they could walk into a forest of those trees.
Well, these sound like we are predicting, so we might as well head into
News and gossip.
predictions.
Oh, got it.
Close.
I think Bree's engineering, so I wouldn't count on the predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV
predictions.
All right. So next week we see Zeph and Johnny. We are going to try to use the Hullen ships that we found to get Anila. And we're somewhere that we have been before.
We're somewhere that Davin's been before.
I think they all were there 3 days before.
So are we getting into time travel now?
I don't think so. I think we're getting into something wiping their memory.
Is somebody skinned as Johnny and then Davin was mind controlled and Anila was there pretending to be Dutch?
Maybe. I think it could also be something like they went somewhere and when you leave there you forget that you'd been there.
Well, now we're in Doctor Who territory. Great.
Yeah. Something like that. Any predictions, Zach? And predictions from the chat.
Yeah, chat. Let us know if you have any big wild swings. Those are the best.
Like when you guys decide there's a tree on her ship.
Yeah.
Wild swings.
I mean, I think I literally. I literally think we're gonna walk into her ship and we're like, all right, let's kill the tree, and it's a freaking forest, like on the main deck of her ship. There is a forest of Hullen trees, each of them controlling a branch of Hullen, so that they would have to burn the entire forest down, but not just with fire, because they would have to like drop in a dead Hullen with the infected goo every time.
So the ship itself, as we saw, is kind of shaped like the root of a tree, right? Like it's the trunk of a tree and then the back is the roots. So what if...
I get.
I mean, you remember that one last season they had that ship that was completely organic that was abducting the guy, remember?
It was the space rock.
Yeah.
The rock, yep.
Yeah, I guess I thought of it. It looked more like weird medieval armor, but I guess it could be.
It could be right because the way that it like the back of it was open, like as though if you turned it upright.
Oh, that was like the bottom of the trunk.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. I think the question is what she's going to use Dulcea for. So she says, "Tell me everything," which means that she doesn't know as much as we think she knows.
Well, I think by next episode she will now know everything because Dulcea Kendry will tell her.
She was literally like forced to kneel
Yeah,
by the guard.
So great.
And then it was like, "Tell me everything."
Okay.
Tell me everything and you may bathe in my
That's definitely
tongue.
not what she said. She said,
"What did she say?"
"Tell me everything."
Oh my God, tell me everything.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that's what she said.
No, she definitely not said, "Tell me everything."
Wait, do girls not just always get in like green baths and tell each other stories of the day?
I'm gonna be real honest. I definitely get into green baths with other girls and tell them everything.
I mean, I thought so.
I mean, look, you go down to like Lush or whatever, you get a green bath bomb, the Hullen brand.
I love that you know what that is because I was like, "When's he talking about?" What's Lush?
I think that's the place.
It is, yeah, you're right. You get the green bath bombs.
I don't know what those things are.
They have black bath bombs that make your bath water black.
That's what they probably use to make that
Probably
green.
something green.
Anywho.
I think we're gonna get the first scene between Dutch and Anila.
Oh yes.
Next week?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be.
And she just like sets, so like she goes to her, or like whatever the like Black Root equivalent of Lucy is. It's like set course for Dutch.
I think they're gonna get into one of those ships and be like home on like the GPS, and it's gonna take them to Anila.
Maybe. I mean, we still haven't. So like the stuff we saw next week, we're gonna be dealing a lot with that mysterious fleet of Hullen ships.
I think Davin's gonna reveal that he can get into them.
Why? I'm just so curious as to why he wouldn't have revealed that. Like we saw that and it was such a like weird just like thing, and we didn't address it at all.
Because they had to do the nerd test and they missed Johnny. And
A weird
Also, it's
little
kind of like
Matrix
a
thing.
weird thing to just be like, hey, by the way, I can get into these ships.
I think
It's a little suspicious.
I think next week they'll be like, we need to find Anila. Maybe we can use the ships. Johnny, hack into it. Davin's gonna be like, well, I can open it. I'll just open the door. Yes? Prediction?
Yeah.
What?
What's it say?
Okay.
Let me see.
Now is
I
not the
was
time.
leaving that up to you to say.
She
What's
knows,
the ship
she
name for
knows
that?
what she said. We're moving on.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, this episode had a lot of great like moments in it, like from the guest star. We just opened on like sex at the
Yeah.
top, which is always like a Killjoy staple.
I think we need more. I'm gonna be real
You
honest.
two can solve all your problems with violence, and you can't solve all your problems with violence and sexual tension.
Yeah, I mean, I think the characters are becoming more
Great
self-aware
lines.
within the TV show of like how goofy the thing is, and they're writing them a little bit more loosely.
Yeah.
Which is fun because like
I liked Johnny going into
Nico's place, talking about his beautiful face and
Yeah.
how he needed.
there's nothing wrong with my ears.
I said it on Twitter and I will say it again. There is nothing wrong with Aaron Ashmore's face and or body, and it should not be adjusted. I like that the writers had to come up with flaws, because he is perfect.
Tell us how you really feel, yo.
Everyone on the show is really, really, really good looking. That's it. That's how I really feel.
looking for some predictions from chat. Could Anila be from Sarah Brock? Could Anila be a skin job, or maybe the other way around, but like enhanced so that Dutch could keep her actual body? Like I think what she's saying, like, or maybe I'm just building off of this. What if that's the answer to where Dutch came from?
Is that Dutch is a skin job.
Like some kind of super advanced version.
Where it's a copy rather than taking the skin.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it still uses the green, like the plasma, as like a basis for it, like planting her skin on top of her.
Idea.
What else you guys got?
They're not really in a predicting mood, it seems.
Nah. All right.
All right.
we're
Well,
good.
TV prediction.
A little bit late on that.
Well, we
but
might as well
it's all good.
bookend it, I guess. Yeah, I know. There's just a lot of great. Like, I like the silliness that this show is embracing.
Yes.
You could use a little zhuzh.
I loved everything about the whole Nico Skinner world.
Skinner.
Okay.
You've already made that joke.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you want to find these Jelkos, Steven, where can people keep up with you?
You can find me on Twitter at Steven Lemieux.
What?
Steven Lemieux.
Got it. And Zach?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @ZachWilson. Also, I just released with my sketch team Turncoat a new video online that is absolutely ridiculous. It's called I Didgeridoo. So if you want to see me playing the romantic lead in a trailer for the new Nicholas Sparks film called
God.
I Didgeridoo, go to facebook.com/turncoatcomedy, or it's somewhere a few days ago in my Twitter feed. It's ridiculous and fun. I co-wrote it and I star in it.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I'm Yael Tygiel. I'm everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYG. I Yael, and we will see you next week for more Killjoys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.